the latest from the Boston College, side of things, who replaces Jeff Hafley.
We didn't do Hafley yet, did we?
What?
On the show, because it broke like Thursday afternoon.
No, we did it Thursday. It was Wednesday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, first topic right out the gate on Thursday's show was the Jeff Hafley move, and
I have some thoughts as it relates to the overall coaching carousel.
Okay.
With Hafley, but continue.
Okay, well, you want to go back, because that was the thing, is why Ryan in the tailgate was bringing up, like, that's how you do it, right, Tom and Danny? Because that's there was a lot of heat on Thursday's show as we were talking about the cultural impacts of this. But Bill O'Brien was hired as Ohio State's offensive coordinator earlier in the cycle, and we broke it down. Now, there has been speculation, and I'm going to say that as we sit here Monday at 11:31 a.m. Eastern time, there is speculation that he could end up being the candidate to replace Jeff Hafley at Boston College. What is your expectation for where Boston College moves next? Let's save the big picture stuff maybe until we get the full gang aboard.
I mean, Bill O'Brien, I think, could do a nice job there. Certainly has done a really nice job when he was at Penn State. He did an okay job at Houston. I don't know how well you can actually do at Boston College. I thought Jeff Hafley did a pretty decent job at Boston College, but it makes sense that Hafley would want to jump, right? He didn't tell me this, but if you read the tea leaves, the AD at BC did not hire Jeff Hafley, correct? ADs typically want to make their own mark on the sport.
Mm-hmm.
He made a bowl game. He won the bowl game. It's just, you kind of got to restart the cycle of hype if you want people to keep buying tickets and keep buying in. You have to lie to your fan base and tell them more is possible, even if you don't truly believe that. So, like, if Hafley went 6-6 this year or 7-5, I don't know.
He wasn't. All right, so that was my response to them.
He was going to get fired, right?
My response to them was like, yes, there are issues that are turning coaches off when they imagine what their like work-life balance is going to be like, that need to be addressed if we're going to maintain having our best and brightest. I agree with you. I just thought that Jeff Hafley was the wrong guy for you to pin your big argument. Like we see it with politics all the time. You've got a position, we've got an example, and you say, this is the perfect example. And I'm like, no, he just won every game against Holy Cross, Northern Illinois, Army, and UConn. That was the non-conference schedule that Boston College had this year. He went 6-6 and won every game by 3 points. Like, you've got to look around as Michigan State cycles onto the schedule and as things are getting more difficult. Like,
at Missouri, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you look around and you say, I think, to your point, restarting the clock was a great career move for Jeff Hafley. And I was actually talking with that's not always the best selling point. Like, I can't sell to an audience or write a column and be like, Jeff Hafley just made a great career move for Jeff Hafley. And that's the story, because nobody cares about the individual career motivations of some of these coaches.
He also coached in the NFL and was highly thought of in the NFL when he was coaching for the 49ers.
For like 6 to 8 years, he was an assistant. And like, that was where the book came out on him. Is like, this guy's so smart. He's a secondary coach. Keep your eye on him. He's moving up in the industry.
So, I mean, ultimately that's, I actually had a lot of coaches reach out about this. Like, no, dude, like we do want to get out. Like, I know you guys, you guys complain about something every year, and I'm not diminishing those concerns, because I do think that the overall grousing is louder than it has ever been, because they do deal with more BS than they ever have. It is sort of insane, just to say it out loud, that you're dealing with free agency 365 days a year because nobody's under any sort of real binding contract. However, the money has also never been bigger in college football than it is right now. So a lot of these guys reach out to the NFL. I know I have a couple of friends in coaching who are, coordinator or head coach level, and they've reached out and they get crickets. And like, I don't think they're guys who are just recruiters, but like, they're having their agent reach out, and the NFL's like, we're good. These guys are clearly accomplished.
Keep going with that. Like, why do you think that is? Why do you think? Because that's very interesting. I like that. We're sitting here from the college football mindset. We're only looking at ourselves.
They want to get out. I'm like, the NFL's like, we're good. We don't want most of y'all, actually. And it's because they want guys who I think have been in the NFL before. Liam Cohen, okay? Now, you could tell me that he got out because he was tired of the college system, which and frustrated with it. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was also pretty ticked off that Devin Leary isn't what they thought he was going to be. and who knows what his opinions are on the kid who they signed from Georgia. But at the same time, the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a seemingly fixed Baker Mayfield is a way better job, way better than the Kentucky job. What these guys who reach out are finding, if they get a call back, is that most of them are going to have to take a significant step down in title and pay, because the NFL likes to promote from within its own system. Look at the look at the coordinator the Patriots just hired, like super young guy, but he's gone from probably like an equipment dude, worked his way up the ranks. They want a lot of guys who have worked within the NFL, and part of this, honestly, is because most of your really accomplished college coaches are better at recruiting than they are at coaching. Not all, but most. And there is no need for the skill set that is recruiting in the NFL. It's a very valuable skill set in college, and that is why they are paid so much. So does it suck? Do they have like no offseason? Do I think some of these guys would probably take a pay cut from like 500 to 350? Yeah. But the problem is, if the pay cut's more, if you're making 500 somewhere and you're like, man, this sucks. I don't see my kids. I never have any off days at all. I'm going to go take a pay cut to 150 to live in a major city, or 220. Hell
where
no.
where my 500 in this college town is going a whole lot farther.
Correct. Like, imagine going to the Rams and trying to live in LA, right? What, are going to have a 2-hour commute to work if I'm taking a pay cut from like 500 to 225, because my title is certainly not going to be down. I could go from a coordinator job to like a assistant position coach job, or like Chip Kelly, if he actually does leave UCLA. He's not going to be a head coach. He's going for a step down in title.
I was going to throw that in here. So Chip Kelly, reports are that he has made himself available, that like his camp, whatever, he has been on multiple NFL offensive coordinator job searches, and
his brilliant offensive mind. And he didn't get the jobs, did he? He didn't.
Are they all filled? He has not gotten one yet.
Did Seattle fill?
So was that one of the ones that he was in the mix for?
I believe that's what I had seen on Twitter. So my point is, yes, like from the coaches I talked to, the complaining has never been louder. The money has also never been bigger. And the demand for college coaches, I don't think, is increasing from the NFL. So they're going to continue to complain. We're going to continue to hear about this nonstop. They'll continue to get crazy rich for coaching football when, like, a lot of their skill sets, they don't want to hear this, but they're much better suited to coach in college, because what they're good at is recruiting. The NFL's like, yeah, the coaching stuff, unless you're like an offensive genius type dude. Although I did see Charlie Partridge left for the Colts, and like, that's an awesome hire for the Colts.
Correct.
Think about his player development. How many guys Charlie Partridge at Pitt and over the years at other stops has developed? Charlie Partridge is a good recruiter because he puts in the work. I know Charlie a bit, but like, the results speak for themselves. I mean, talk about a guy that outperforms the star rating consistently. Like, Charlie Partridge knows what the hell he is doing in terms of teaching, player development. I think that's a really good hire. How many guys like that are out there?
Yeah,
not many.
I'm just glad you brought that up, because since last
they are
week,
complaining more. I will give everybody who's saying that, like, they're not wrong, but the people that are like, watch, we're gonna have such a talent drain from college to the NFL. I don't think they can, man.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the coaches themselves and their complaints. I'm talking about the editorializing of them, as though it's like, we're going to lose all of our best and brightest to the NFL. And I'm very glad that you were able to check us a little bit. Like, yeah, guess what? Hey, here's a surprise, y'all. Bud had the math. How many jobs are there? How many coaches want these jobs? Supply, demand. Let's check the chart and let's find out whether this is going to absolutely raid every single coaching staff in America.
Related question. Do you think we will see fewer guys do the Saban thing where they coach forever now?
Yes.
I do too. I think the money is so much better than it used to be. You could do one or two good contracts and you're set for life.
So my alarm actually went off about 7 years ago when Stoops got out.
Yeah.
When Stoops got out, and I remember Dennis went to go talk to him, and it was like, yeah, I met him at the country club, had breakfast. You went to go play 18, came back, had lunch, had like a relaxing afternoon, took a couple calls, And guess what? Stoops won national titles, made millions of dollars, and now he's got rock and roll tequila.
Selling tequila. Yeah.
Like,
he's cool.
What? Yep. It sounds amazing. Like, that's exactly what you would want to do. So, yeah, I know that not everybody's going to have the success of Bob Stoops to be able to lean back on. Some people have an internal drive that is more like Saban, you know, in terms of like truly believing that like this is what I have to do. But I do think that we will see more coaches getting out earlier so that they can enjoy, you know, what they've been able to collect, spend some more time with their families and the like.